This arrangement was picked on Monday. I put it together on Tuesday and it's now Thursday. I've had just a few days of beauty in the house and now I'm getting ready to take it apart and start the drying process. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Nicola. I'm a flower farmer of sorts from Shropshire in the UK. I've been growing flowers for the last 4 years, and over the last 2 years, and in particular this year, I have started to specialise in growing flowers for drying. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Drying flowers is easy, and it means it gives all of the effort you put into growing your flowers that extra bit of life, so to speak. And this video is intended to try and show you different ways of how you can repurpose some of your fresh flowers. I rarely keep fresh flowers in the house anymore, even though I have a cutting patch full of them, or will have a bit later in the year. And that's because when I bring them into the house, all I'm doing is looking at them and thinking about, wouldn't that look good dried, or will that look good dried? So the beauty of fresh flowers is kind of not lost on me, but I can see future instances of how those flowers can be used, and so I just want to get on and do it. Now, this week I've had family round, so I thought I would see what I've got in the garden and pick some, make an arrangement, and then quickly after that get them drying. And you don't just have the option to repurpose your own house flowers. You could repurpose flowers that you have at any event. So if you're going to a party, wedding, funeral even, most of those flowers will have been set up to look the best on that day. So they are still in perfect condition to dry, as long as you can get hold of them pretty quickly afterwards. A lot of those events will just throw away those flowers. Maybe not all, but why not try asking? Maybe the event thrower will be quite pleased to not have so much waste on the flowers. It would have cost them a fortune. And so to see it all go to waste is such a shame. Perhaps volunteer making something for them with some of the flowers that you salvage. Either way, it's worth a try, and it will give you a boatload of flowers, probably some rather spectacular ones, for free. That being said, I do want to make sure that I start drying these flowers whilst they are still in the best possible condition. And the method I use for drying, on the whole, is nothing fancy. I simply, let's start dismantling it as we speak. I simply take out the stems and bundle them together in groups of 5 or 10. Nothing more than that, because you do need to have a certain amount of air around them. Now, they've been conditioned already. They've had the leaves stripped off, although some of them have got more leaf than I would want to have during the drying process. So I may strip a few more off. This is all built within a bed of chicken wire within the bowl, and I think I might need to take things out in stages to be able to free everything else up. So let's take some of the bigger ones out if they will come. Try and be as gentle as you can. They're not going to come out easily. There we go, we've got Solomon's seal. Let's group them together on the bench as we go. So let's get rid of... Now the aquilegia, I know the leaves are not going to be very good. So let's take those off. Now that has got a seed head, or a start of a seed head. All the petals have come off. I'm going to keep that there because that might be interesting dried. Now, some of that is not so good. So where are my... That is not going to be worth keeping, so let's snip that off. I have also got some curly willow in here because I had some available. Now, I am not going to risk drying the leaves of the lupin. So let me strip those off. And I'm equally not going to dry the babies. So that's that. I have some sweet pea tendrils. I don't imagine that's going to dry well, but in the case of experimentation, I am going to try it now. I'm going to... This is past its best, this lupin. It's already going to seed. So the main flower head is not something I want. But there are some babies that I might try seeing whether they will work. Strip off the leaves. Because actually that is a good size and it will shrink during drying, so it might be a handier size than something like that. So this is the cornflower. Now as you can see, there are not many petals left on that one, and that is gone pretty much. So there is no point in trying to dry that. It's not going to improve things. Whereas that one is beautiful. So I am going to keep that one. The other ones on it are not. And strip off the leaves. And put that aside to save later. So there are all the flowers laid out. Not a massive amount really, is it? So if we're looking at hanging them, big flowers like these peonies, all I do is hang them individually. They're far too big to group together, and they will squish if you squish them together, then they will squash, they won't change shape. Now this one is losing petals already, so we might be a bit too late for that, but we'll give it a go. This one doesn't seem too bad. So what I like to do is simply get an untwisted paper clip and use one hook squashed into the stem, through the stem at the end. It's quite a tough stem. Okay. And then the other end The other end will be hooked onto my supports in the ceiling. So those two are done. Let's put them out of the way. And I'm going to treat the lupins similarly. So squash those in. Most of my flowers I will hang upside down like that. That way the stems stay straight. If I dried these flowers that way, then as you can see, they are already drooping, and that is how the stems would stay, which I don't really want. So they will be bundled together and hung up this way. So I would group these together in tens, get an elastic band, loop the elastic band around one or two stems, and then just simply wrap around and then loop around some stems again. So you've got a nice bundle that you can then put your paper clip in. Now, you don't have to use these paper clips, you don't have to use elastic bands. These are just what I have found easiest. Conversely, I have the ammi majus, which is this one, and the curly cress. Now, it's quite clear from the curly, there's no water in these little vases. This is quite a rigid stem, so I am going to try drying it like this to see whether it keeps the open nature, even though it's quite a rigid stem, and see how that dries. This is the cow parsley. Now again, I have got many an example, an example of how this dries when it's hung upside down. Now this is 10 stems, so if you can imagine, this is 5 stems, but several of those, 2 of those are quite small. So as you can imagine, this is quite it offers a lot of air and breadth, whereas as soon as you hang it up, those stems slowly get closer and you create something like that. So I have some hung up drying like this already, so I'm going to try that and make a note, see whether that works or not. And they may come tomorrow morning, be all droopy and not be any use anyway, but we shall see. And then everything else we're just bundling together. So we have some baby lupins. These, you could hang these individually, but to be honest, they're quite small and varying height, so there is enough space between them to justify keeping them separate. These, for the small flower heads, they have got thick stems, so a group of 10 would be too thick, I think, to bunch them together. You don't really want more than that thickness, otherwise they just won't dry properly. So keeping them small groups, I only have 6, so that's good enough. Right, let's just separate these out into colours. Remember to get all of the leaves off where possible for these. I'm going to cut that down. So let's finish off and I'll show you how I hang them. So just to recap, keep the bundles quite small so that they have room to dry out, so they're not too bunched together and the centre ones can't dry. Use elastic bands, string, garden wire. Be creative, but use whatever you have to hand that works for you. I have used string in the past. I just find it takes longer to tie the knots, and then you have to tie the string onto something, and so I find elastic bands and paper clips works best for me. In a few weeks, once they're dry, you'll be ready to start creating lots of unique things for you. Wreaths, bouquets, or just lots of little posies around the house to add a touch of brightness into those dark corners. For me, it's lovely to think that that arrangement that probably would have started to diminish in wow factor within another couple of days, certainly the peony was starting to drop, will potentially be used to create so many more items that will last for so much longer. That is why I love dried flowers. They are not so instant as fresh flowers, but they are much more flexible. So that's how I go from fresh to dry. Nothing complicated, just slow and seasonal. If you've got flowers at home that are fresh and are just starting to fade, then why not give this a go and see whether you can create something beautiful at the end. Let me know if you have ever dried flowers before, or if there are any that you're curious about drying. I'm always up for testing something new. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.